Yeah. Oh, I gotta fix the names. That's right, because different players. So, Zombie, would you mind starting the intros for me while I do this?
Okay. In the top left, as the Red Zerg Archon, it's Dimaga and WhiteRa.
Woo! Oh wait, the name got cut off. One sec. Fixed. Nailed it. In the bottom right, it's gonna be their opponents, the Teal Archon, comprised of Patience and Majestic. Team Dead Pixels.
See, why does it... It like inverted the drag scroll in between last series and this series. That's
really?
so weird. Yeah.
That's strange. Quick shout out, by the way, to Fuzzbee for the 6-month resub. Welcome back. Alright, so ZvP is certainly a fun matchup. I really like this one because, once again, things like Lurkers are quite strong, sure, but there's a lot of gateway attacks with the Adepts now that are quite good as well. You know, we talked about the Adepts a lot for versus Terran, but they're equally good versus Zerg. I think it was actually the first time I kind of clued into this was watching Crank. Crank had like this crazy Adept army versus Roach Hydra. I'm like, oh, Crank's gonna get wrecked watching his stream, but he tears a hole through the Hydras, no problemo. But
yeah,
none of that may come to fruition if they can pull this off.
Yeah, so then it even matter. Now there's not even any room to build a cannon, so.
Yeah, but it's keeping the probe alive, or the pylon alive? Or I don't actually know. You're right, this is stupid. Oh, there is room. What?
Whoa.
It pushes it out?
Whoa.
I thought there was one pixel too shy. One dead pixel too shy.
Damn, well, apparently we got schooled.
Yeah, you know what? We've seen how many games on Coda? We've never seen this particular cannon rush, though, so I don't mind being ignorant to it. How does the probe have 1 health? What the Okay, it's gonna get away, hopefully. Unfortunately, this does mean you can't build any more cannons, and one cannon, I don't know if it's going to suffice. 2 pylons will die, but the cannon... Is there enough surface area to kill it? Looks like not. Drone's going to get chased off. The cannon's not range of the hatchery. Oh, he has to build a new cannon, though.
Get the probe! Get the probe!
Okay, this was really important that probe died, but unfortunately, they missed it, and now this cannon's coming down that will be in range of that hatchery, and they'll be covered by the cannon that's already up. Back at home, of course, they're going to have to build a cannon as well. Lings are on the way. In fact, that cannon's going to be too late. They're going to have to pull some probes to deal with these Lings. That's more than 4 Lings coming across the map. That's 8.
Well, he could just wall off, so...
Hopefully.
Yeah, I think he's okay. I think this is a successful cannon rush.
Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I just feel like there's such a big chance to have messed this up. Spine Crawler coming down. So they did cancel one of the cannons, I guess, on the left side. Does get the wall off, and looks like they should be okay at home. Alright. So with the Nexus on the way, everything looks to be pretty okay for Team Dead Pixels.
Yeah. Probably gonna be able to get the hatchery, even with the Spine Crawler on the way. I don't know. If they use all of the Lings, if there's a Queen there too, maybe they will save the hatchery. Then you have to wonder, was it worth it? Oh, I wish it's a Spine Crawler. Oh, well then that takes care of that, doesn't it?
Yeah, trying to focus down the pylon. Oh, it doesn't even get the Queen. Nice control on the Team Red Archon. Well done.
No problemo. Yeah, this is a really nice cleanup. I mean, honestly... Well, I guess I still need this Spine Crawler. Okay, yeah. But they didn't have to make as many Lings as they did. So there's one thing you got from this, is that they weren't droning this entire time. And Teal Archon, you know, they invested a bit into it, but they also got a Nexus up behind it fairly quickly. And this is really... I don't know what to call, like, who got out ahead in that situation. Cannon rush.
I mean, Teal Archon obviously comes out behind on resources lost, and I don't think they denied enough, so I kind of feel like Red Archon's in a good spot. Although they don't exactly have a huge lead, I'd say it's like still a little bit in their favor. Chat asks... Oh, sorry, continue.
Even if the numbers weren't in their favor, I would just say that because Zerg Archon didn't die in the early stage, you're going to win because Protoss are really weak later on. There you go.
That's a good assessment, too. Protoss have a very... Like, I mean, consider all the things Zerg got, right, guys? Like, Lings are better in the late game for Hive Tech. Adrenal Glands are stronger than ever. Ultralisks are ridiculous now. Of course, then you have the addition of Lurkers and all these things. And what do Protoss get? Like a Disruptor. So, good luck.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, someone in the chat was asking what the G2A goal was about. We're trying to get 70 transactions done for today if we can. We're up to 64 so far. So, if we can convince 6 of you guys to buy a game on G2A for cheap, then I'll be plenty happy by the end of the cast.
Right. So, Teal Archon's gonna get a Robo, and Patience does have a nice little all-in, an Immortal Sentry all-in that, an Adept Immortal Sentry all-in that is quite powerful. I don't know if that's what they're gonna use here, or if this is gonna be for a macro game, but I think that would be the best bet, is to do a follow-up all-in.
I don't disagree. I think the Adepts are so strong that they do add quite a bit to this, but it's just the gateway production is so late. The timing on this is gonna be all kinds of weird.
It is delayed, but only as much as Red Archon is delayed because of that cannon rush, so I can still see it happening. It's only 3 more gateways though, so bringing up a total of 4 is not a lot. Usually it's 6 or 7, and we don't see the Adept weapons. Oh well, there's the extra gateways. There you go.
Boom.
Hey, it's gonna be 7 gateway all in. Yeah, there you go.
Some things never change.
Yeah. Well, Red Archon is apparently anticipating this and is going directly to a Hydraless den. They won't be able to get lurkers out, but Hydras themselves with some fodder, usually lings, is good enough.
It depends really on what the Adept count looks like, though.
Yeah, that's true. I'm talking about
past.
Immortal Sentry. Yeah, but he goes Adept Sentry, so that completely changes it up.
I mean, it is still just Immortal Sentry. We'll see if they actually start working into Adepts. Again, guys, just stressing how good Adepts are versus even Hydralists, which have incredibly high DPS. The Adepts can take those hits and they can dish out that damage, and there are Adepts getting warped in. So, this is a really scary attack. In the past, just fast Hydras alone would shut this down. It's not the case anymore.
No, the Adept really does dynamically change this attack. Now, you also don't really depend on force fields anymore. Like, you can't really afford that many more force fields. You did spend the money on the Immortals, plus Adepts take some gas. Not a lot, but some. And you just want those weapons to beat Adepts more than Sentries. But it doesn't matter, because Sentries, I mean, it's like when you have Adepts, you can literally bully your way through their composition.
It's worth noting here for the attack, we haven't really seen an instance of this to bring it up, but you do take bonus damage now while warping in. So if these lings are camping the warping location, that's actually a really smart tactic. But Time Warp's is going to come down. They got to chew through these lings. Kind of slow attack, but high damage. So once these get done with, the Hydra should follow. And oh, look at this zombie group. It's not even going to be a fair fight.
No. The Spawn Code is going to help out quite a bit versus the Adepts, but that's what the last remaining Immortal is for. Hopefully we'll be able to tear that down fairly quickly. It looks like Teal Archon thinks that it's not going to work out and is ready to transition into a Dark Shrine, as well as a couple more upgrades. And
I forgot, one of the other things to note about this is while Time Warp got used, let's not forget, Recall's only 50 energy now, too.
Oh yeah, so they do have a Recall available.
Ooh, gonna try and transfer through.
I like this. Way to go? I don't know.
Well, he's looking to catch the Hydras if they were to retreat out of this. Unfortunately, they all die, so they don't even need to do that. But as we start coming through this, once again, Teal Archon's gotten the lower army supply, but they seem to be fighting a lot better.
Yeah, those Adepts are in a wreck. Like, they tear through the Hydras, and all the fodder is gone. Like, there's been a couple of roaches, but they were the ones that were stuck behind the force field. The Hydras are the ones that got through, so they really need to be on the front lines.
Oh, even using the barrier ability on the Immortal to keep it alive just a little bit longer. Well played. It's only 11 damage versus the roaches, but the roaches can't exactly kill the Adepts much faster either. The ratio of damage here is just kind of a little bit in, but the Spine Car is helping out a ton. Here comes the Lings. This surround is what they were looking for. The attack rate on the Adepts is kind of like watching a Thor.
Towards the end, but it did work out
well,
in the end.
There's no detection, zombie. There's one overseer on the way for 3 different DTs. Oh, he's going to focus on the natural.
Oh, man, they really should have seen that warping in when they killed the pylon.
I don't think you should see the DTs warping, do you? I'm pretty sure you don't.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, right? Like, I mean, don't you see that it is, like, powered, though? Like, you see something, but you don't see what it is.
You know what? Just thinking on it, it's probably one of those things that I should know, but I don't. It just doesn't see enough of.
I swear that sometimes I know that a pylon's warping in DTs, but maybe that's because I know like Protoss is like, you know, bullshit or whatever, I don't know. But either way, they didn't recognize it. They only had one overseer morphing in, and it was probably because they saw the blur. Yeah, you see the blur morphing in, don't you? Like, as long as you're looking for the blur.
You know what? I think you might be right on that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to think back to like every time, because normally I don't notice for me, I don't notice DTs so I'm already getting killed by him. So it's not one of those things you often have to think about, I suppose. Either way, I mean, the DT follow-up was great. They did kill the natural, so shuts down some mining. Teal Archon, though, you know, they're not exactly sitting on a fantastic economy. Their third base is really delayed, so I don't know. I don't think they're in a fantastic, like, I automatically win the game situation, but they've got upgrades on their side. They've got tech on their side. And I can't really see Red Archon pushing anytime soon. They gotta get that drone count back up.
Yeah, they think their economy back up, and Teal Archon's back to a very good composition. Adepts for the Hydras and Immortals for the Roaches, so it would still be a very difficult fight. In fact, even an Archon coming in here, they're looking to push again. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah. I mean, the Archon, as if there's not enough here that hits hard. The Archon's, of course, got that bonus damage versus biological. So you got these Adepts, which are going to be hitting for 25. You get the Archon splashing for 39. I mean, ooh, these Hydras might not last too long.
Yeah, and now we have the Warp Prism that has the increased pickup range, so it's really easy to micro those Immortals and warp in with it.
Yeah, the that 6 pickup range is so cool to watch, and it's one of those changes again I don't really think breaks the game. I actually rather enjoy that change to the game. It's certainly frustrating to say the least, but it's not. You know, you still take care of the Warp Prism, you take care of the drops. Either way, that Warp Prism trying to distract towards the main. I mean, even just 1 or 2 DTs, the Zealot wouldn't be too bad. In fact, there we go. A couple Zealots getting warped in.
One Zealot, one DT, and then leaves. Psych.
Yeah, tricked you, bitch.
Tricked you again, though. I came back in.
Double sight.
There's no detection up here, no Spur Crawler, no Oversteer, and the engagement goes down on the right side. A lot of force fields are used.
Like messy as hell force fields, I gotta say, but the Immortals are just gonna be a little too much. The Roaches get shredded by the Immortals, the Hydras get shredded by the Adepts. There's just such a big counter army here.
Oh my god. This is the composition that you want, I guess, as a Protoss player. Now, if Red Archon was allowed to get to Lurkers, for instance, this is still really messy, but the aggression was non-stop, so...
This is where Cyanic Transfer really proves this part too. You jump behind the Roaches if there were still Roaches tanking, but there's not. Everything gonna fall down here. And there's still the DT harass towards this new base. Good game is finally gonna be called, and looks like Team Protoss is gonna take game number 1.
Very nice.
Quick shout out to Nick Jones 83, by the way, for that 11-month resub at the end of the game. What's up, man? Thanks for coming.